Alright, so I'm just going to start this by saying you don't have to buy NPCs. It's pretty ridiculous for you to spend money on something that you can make for free. But you're here because you want to know how to make a basic NPC. It's really fucking easy. All you need is Blender, Unity Hub, and then Unity 2019.3.15 F1. I will put the link to this stuff in the description below. That way you can just follow that link and get it. But you're going to need to get Unity Hub to install this Unity version. Now, to get Blender, you're just going to look it up on Google. Just look up Blender. You're going to download the newest version. That's what I would recommend. And to get Unity Hub, just follow the link in the description. Now, to get the correct Unity version, you're going to follow the other link in the description. You're going to go over here to 2019. You're going to find 2019.3.15. You're going to download it using Unity Hub, but whenever I open my Unity, I already have it right here. So for the Blender side of things, you're going to need to make a T-pose. Some meshes that I've put in here to do this example. Now, you're going to want the Skater XL body with no clothes, the head, some pants, the left and right shoe. Then you want a shirt, and if you do hair, you can have hair. If you do a hat, you can have a hat. I'll include all of the meshes I used today in a Google Drive, and that will be linked below as well. So you want to go ahead and open up Blender, and this is the screen you're going to be greeted with. You got the cube right here. I believe it's mouse wheel to look around. Just click and hold it. I'm not too familiar with ease of access with this. I'm not too sure on what different keybinds are to move around easy. Scroll to zoom, and then you can use this to look around too, but it's kind of redundant when you have the scroll wheel. Use this little hand to move around just on a 2D plane. Now, first thing I do, highlight all of these and just hit delete. You don't need them. They're there for no reason. Now you're going to want to go to import, FBX, and import the head and the body first. You can see it has it on the scene right here. Now we're going to do the body. Now some of them will be OBJ and some will be FBX. You just sort of have to sort through and see what's what and double check your folder. Now we got the body and the head. And now you want to start bringing in your clothing. This can be tricky at times if you use like some of the Pro Pants meshes, or certain stuff will clip really bad. It's a little bit of a hard time to get it to look right. Now, luckily the shirt model is it's pretty much perfect. I haven't noticed any issues aside with some animations making it clip through the chest. So you got the shirt on. We're going to go ahead and I do the shoes after I do the shirt. I don't know why. Like I said, I'm just dumb. Do one shoe at a time. And there's going to be clipping most of the time. Okay, so you want to select the shoe. And use the move tool. I just use the arrows on here because it's more precise. And it doesn't do weird shit in the air. It doesn't like move it in directions you don't want it to. You're basically going to check and make sure that there's no clipping. Like I got some back here in the back. You're going to do that. And then there might be some toes sticking out. Yeah, just a little bit. Now, what you want to do, you want to go to the rotate. Rotate it just a little bit. Now you got some toes sticking out. Rotate it down. And move it back again, I guess. So we got a little bit of clipping on the heel. Just do one final check on this one. Looks good. Now we just got to do this for the other shoe. Okay, shoes are done. Now we're going to go ahead and bring in the pants. Pants usually give me the hardest time depending on what model I'm using. We're going to do the cropped cuffed pants from the XL gear modifier. Now, the first thing I do, I don't know if you have to do this or not, but I go to the armature and delete it. Yeah, they're going to fall back like this. So what you want to do, I believe it is x-axis. What you want to do is you want to have the x-axis go up to 90 degrees. You can just highlight this, put in 90, hit enter. And for the most part, they'll be lined up. You'll see little spots where it's clipping, like this. Select the mesh, hit tab, and you'll go into edit mode. I don't know what the fuck it's called. That's just what I call it. And you see these little dots. You click the dots and you pull it with the arrow. Just pull it back into place to where it's not clipping. Now, I like to check my progress, see where I'm at, hit tab again, see if you missed any spots or it still might be clipping. I think we're good. Now we can get started on the head. Most of the stuff that Red Goof has done already has armature on it, so it's just like the pants. It'll usually be in place and you just take the armature off and rotate the x-axis like 90 degrees. And it should be right in place. Now we got the hair. You want to bring in the hat. Same deal. Just get rid of the joints, rotate it 90 degrees, and boom, we have our T-pose. You have your shoes, your skin, your head, your hair, your hat, and your shirt. So you're going to go to Export, FBX, and find wherever you want to save this. You're going to double check, make sure that it's in the folder. There it is. Alright, so once you get your T-pose done, you're going to go to Chrome and go to Mixamo. It's a website by Adobe. They just have canned animations. You can throw a T-pose in and rig it up and basically put it to any animation that they have in their database. So first step is you want to go to upload a character. And you want to go and find your T-pose. Here's mine right here. Go open. And it's going to take a minute to process the character and upload it to the website. Once it uploads, you'll get to this screen. Go to next. Now, you're going to just line up the chin on the chin, the wrists on the wrists, etc. You just want to make sure that everything's in place. The elbows can be a little funky sometimes. Sometimes the animation can come out looking weird. Now, the knees, I will start with symmetrical. But I turn it off because it's not always right dead center. I turn it back on for the growing. I put it to where, usually with like impants, the bottom of the crotch will be just the bottom of the square in the preview. Just hit next. It's going to take a minute to rig it for you. Alright, now everything's rigged. You can see he's looking around, he's moving, he's animated. Proceed with this character. Now you want to find anything in this database that you want to use. You can have everything from kiss animation, fucking anything you want, anything you can think of, for the most part. Now for this tutorial in particular, I'm going to pick something with a lot of movement, because sometimes when people make NPCs, they don't lock the rotation or the placement. Whenever you have something that's dancing, the motherfucker ends up flying off the map after about 5 minutes. So we're going to search dance. Like I said, there's a lot of stuff. We're going to go ahead and do the Macarena. And this is a good test for the elbows. You can see the elbows are a little fucked right here. He's got fucking pool noodles for arms. I don't feel like fixing it. If you want to, go back and upload character, re-upload it, re-rig it. It's up to you. So this over here, the sliders, you have overdrive, which basically changes the speed. Or say if you want to do like a slow-mo B-roll scene, you can have it slow mode. Character arm space, basically it's what it says. It's the arm space. Sometimes you have to change that for certain like sitting animations where the arms will be in the legs. Now we're going to go to download. Make sure it's with skin. For the format, you want to do FBX for Unity. I do 60 frames a second. I don't know if it changes anything, but that's just how I do it. Now I have this animation folder. I'm going to go ahead and put that in there, and that's done. Now I'm going to get a couple more animations together, and then we'll head over to Unity, get a project started, and I'll show you how to really bring this thing to life to where you can actually put it in your game. Alright, so you finish your T-pose, you put it in Mixamo, you got your animation done, now you're ready to throw it into Unity. First thing you do, you open up Unity Hub, go to New Project, and you have to choose High Definition RP. Skater XL works with HDRP exclusively. If you use 3D, it won't show up in your object dropper. You just hit create. It takes a little bit for it to create the project, but I already got it created. So we're just gonna go over to this one. And you see all this stuff on your screen. You can just X out of all these little windows. You don't wanna update it. So now you just have the basic scene. You wanna delete everything but the camera and the light. Now there's nothing there. First thing you wanna do, you're gonna go to Window, Package Manager, and you're gonna go to the link that I put down in the description for the Asset Bundle Builder. All right, sorry, the name of it is actually Asset Bundle Browser. This is a tool that you're gonna use to build your assets so that you can get the objects into the game. You're gonna go to this page. It's gonna tell you how to install the tool. Basically, open up Package Manager, copy this link, click the little plus sign, add package from get URL, and paste that URL that I copied. And here's the Asset Bundle Browser right here. You want to go ahead and hit install. We are good to go. Now you want to X out of this, go back to Window, Asset Bundle Browser, and just bring it right here next to your scene. So go ahead and create a folder. Label it NPC or something. This is where I'm going to keep everything that I need to make NPCs. All right, so you open up the folder that you saved your animations to. I'm going to go ahead and drag all of these into the project. And with each of these, you want to select it, go to Rig, go to Humanoid, Apply. Do it on every single one. All right, now that they're rigged, you can go ahead and select all of them and drag them over here to your hierarchy. While you have them selected, right-click, Unpack Prefab. Now I'm going to go ahead and select these three since I'm not going to work on them. I'm going to click this little box right here to hide them. All right, now that we got our animations on the scene, we're going to go ahead and go back and select these down here in our project. Go to Animation and Bake into Pose on all of the root transforms. This keeps your NPC from floating across the map. You're going to want to do it on all of them. Okay, now you want to actually make the animation playable. So you open this little menu right here, little arrow. Take this triangle. This is the animation. Just drop it. I usually drop it on the t-shirt. You can drop it anywhere on the character, but it labels it whatever mesh you drop it on. Select the character. Click and drag this over to the right side, right under where it says animator. Okay, that's gonna give it a controller and link it to the avatar. And you're gonna go over here to animator. This is your animation. You're gonna select it, right click, copy, paste, and then you're gonna make a transition from one to the other on both sides. This way it loops the transition whenever it plays. If you don't do this, the animation will play one time when you spawn it, and basically you'll just lose it right away. Go back to scene. Now we're gonna check and make sure that the animations are working right. All right, so he's moving, he's dancing. Go to animator. Now you're going to see it transitions from the first one to the second one, letting it loop. And it's going to go back around to the first one. So it'll just do this forever. Okay, the animation is done for that guy. Now we're going to go ahead and do the rest of them, and then we can start adding textures. Okay, so you want to go ahead and make a new folder. Label this one Textures. And you're going to click and drag all the textures you need into here. You want to make sure you have an eye texture, a body, head, hair or hat or both, pants, shirt, and shoes. And you want to go to all the PNGs that are textures, turn the Aniso level all the way up. I'm not exactly sure why, but whenever I was learning this, I was told to do it, and then just don't question it. Now with the normal, you're going to click this and change it to normal map. You're not going to touch the Aniso level. And then you just click and drag your textures to the corresponding mesh. So with the shirt, we're going to go ahead and pull over the shirt. We're going to select it. And we're going to go to the shader right here. I'm going to go ahead and turn the smoothness all the way down so it's not all glossy. Now when you want to add the normal to the shoe, you just click this, drag it over to where it says normal map in the shaders. Now it has a normal. And the normal will be linked to this texture. So you can click and drag the other shoe over there, and normal will already be on it. With the eyes, I like to leave the smoothness up just a little bit, just so it doesn't look completely flat. Now when you're doing hair, you don't want it to look all blocky like it is right here. So you pull this over here, pull the texture onto it, do your smoothness, turn it down, and then you come over here to alpha clipping. Check that box. Now, that looks a lot better. I think that's probably the best it's going to be, but there's a slider right here. Oh, see, look, there you go. It starts to fill in a little bit more. This just makes it so it's not going to be a solid color. And now we have one guy textured. We're going to go ahead and do the rest and work on getting them into an asset. One thing I forgot to mention is that if you're doing multiple NPCs with the same outfits, the textures will keep their settings. So whenever you put them on a new character, the smoothness and normals and everything's still going to be linked to it. All right, so you got all of them done, textured. Now you want to make a new folder. This is where you're going to put your final NPCs. Now what you're going to do, you're going to select everything that you made in the hierarchy, not the camera or the directional light. You're going to click and drag them all the way down here into this new folder. All right, so now it has made the prefabs. You select them, go to Asset Bundle down here in the bottom, hit New, and go ahead and give it a name. Hit Enter. And you're just going to click on all these and go to the drop-down menu and put them in the right asset. All right, now you have your asset right here. You're going to go ahead and select your save location. And you're just going to hit Build. And it'll export all of your NPCs into one asset. Alright, so what you're going to do, you're going to go and find the place that you exported these to, and you're going to ignore everything but the one that has exclusively the name of the asset you made. You're going to go ahead and open up your asset folder for Object Dropper. I use Map Editor because sometimes Object Dropper won't show the NPCs. So I just take this and bring it over here to DLC. So go ahead and save your project. This way you can sort of streamline your workflow and just make all your NPCs in the same project. And you already have the asset bundle browser and all that stuff already put in here. Go ahead and open up Skater XL. All right, so with Object Dropper, you can click here, hit Start. It'll be over here in Other. But like I said, I use Map Editor. So you just hit F5, go to DLC, Show DLC Packs, scroll down until you find it, select it, go back to DLC right here, and here's all your NPCs. Spawn them in like you would any other object. Now you have NPCs. So don't buy NPCs. Make your own for free. If you have any questions, feel free to message me on Instagram or comment below the video. And yeah, have fun.
How you doing? Hey.